Hi again everyone, it's Holly from Handprinted back again. Today I'm going to show you how to make a relief print without using any lino. So we're going to make a block out of pieces of card. I've just used some packaging here, this one that I've printed up with earlier. And here's my little print. So I'm going to show you how to make it. A relief print is uses a block with a raised surface. So the surface is in relief. We roll ink over the surface, and anything that is raised is going to pick up the ink. Anything that is lower is not going to reach the ink. So we get a surface that's picked up ink that we can then press onto paper. It's brilliant if you've got some sheets of lino that you can carve to make your own relief prints, but we're all at home at the moment. If you haven't got any lino, then I'm going to show you a quick, easy way of making your own blocks using what you have at home.
So to start, you're going to want a piece of card that's going to act as your block. Using any food packaging works really well, anything that comes in a box. You want the cardboard to be smooth and flat. You don't want to use the corrugated stuff, as when you roll that over with ink, you're going to get a ridged print, and that's not going to be flat. So the flatter stuff is good here. It doesn't matter if it's quite thin, but flat is good. So that's going to be my block. And I need to add on top of it pieces cut from the same type of card. So I've got just some more of the same cardboard here, and I'm going to chop it up and add them onto my block. You can use a thicker card than this if you want to, but you want to make sure that everything you stick down is the same height. So choose a thickness of card and stick to it to everything that's going to go on the block. If you use different types of packaging and different types of material, some are going to be higher than others. The higher ones will pick up the ink, the lower ones won't, and that's going to cause us problems when we're inking. A tip for designing the prints here is that you want all of your raised shapes to be fairly close to one another. We don't want big areas with nothing stuck on, because our roller is going to go down and put ink down on those areas. You can see, even though these are quite close together, I've got a few areas here where the ink's picked up. You don't want loads of that because it'll distort your design. You can see where I've got some here where it's picked up the ink. So I want everything to be reasonably close together. I'm just going to chop some card up into some shapes and then adhere them to my block. When my block is dry, I'm ready to ink it up. I've got a tray here with some ink rolled out onto it. I'm using Caligo Safe Wash inks, which is an oil-based relief ink that works really, really well, and it can be washed up with soap and water. So I use this ink a lot, but you can use any ink that you already have at home, or even some paint that you've got. Try it out with whatever you've got lying around the house. And I've just got a layer of it rolled out onto a tray here. This is processed blue, which is one of my favourites to use. You can experiment with any colours that you fancy. I'm just going to use another tray to lay my block because it might get a little bit messy. And I'm going to roll over the top of my plate. And then all your raised areas should pick up ink, and then your background, so your lower layer of card, should stay relatively clean. I've got a little bit of ink there, I'm not too fussed about it. A little bit there, that's just kind of what happens when you're inking sometimes. Okay, so that's just inked up, ready to print. Now normally if I'm printing a lino cut, I would lay my block down first and then I'd lay my paper over the top. But I think for this, and especially as we're printing at home, we're not using presses or barons or anything like that, it seems to work a little better to put your paper down first and then rest your block face down on top. Try not to smudge it. And then I'm holding it still with one hand and I'm just going over it with the heel of my hand and just pushing down over. Try not to get any inky things on the background, although a couple are inevitable, but that's okay. And then lift it up to reveal your print. This block can now be inked up again to make as many prints as you like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have fun trying this at home. If you do try it, let us know on Instagram, tag us in would be fantastic, or on Facebook. We'd love to see what you're getting up to at home.